afternoon. I'm Mai Rodriguez. Today on Newsfeed at noon, the legal team of former President Rodrigo Duterte formally challenges the jurisdiction of the ICC to prosecute him. U.S. President Donald Trump announces a major shakeup of his national security team. Coco Gauff and Aryna Sabalenka set to face in the Madrid Open final. And Martin Scorsese is producing a documentary about the late Pope Francis. We begin with an update on the crimes against humanity case of former President Rodrigo Duterte. His team formally challenging the jurisdiction of the International Criminal Court to prosecute him. Hannity reports on their arguments.
The ICC no longer has power over this case. That's the stand of former President Rodrigo Duterte's camp in a formal filing submitted to the International Criminal Court. FPRRD is currently under ICC custody after being arrested on March 11 for alleged crimes against humanity under his term. In a 38-page document, Duterte's defense team filed a jurisdictional challenge and requests the pretrial chamber to order his immediate and unconditional release. They argue that the Philippines is no longer a member of the Rome Statute, the treaty that created the ICC. The Philippines formally withdrew from the ICC on March 2019, but the court only gave the green light to start the full investigation 2 years later, on September 2021. For the Duterte camp, that timing changes everything, and the case has no more legal basis to continue. And so any actions made after that date, including the investigation and arrest, should be invalid. The ICC has long maintained its power to probe alleged crimes that happened before a state's exit still holds, under Article 127, Section 2. This is a provision in the Rome Statute that allows the ICC to continue matters already under consideration. In fact, the investigation targets incidents linked to Duterte's war on drugs from 2011 to March 2019. But the Duterte camp disputes this. For them, a preliminary examination by the prosecutor does not count because no judge had approved any investigation yet when the Philippines left the court. The ICC pretrial chamber has not yet ruled on the defense challenge. FPRRD first appeared before the ICC on March 14. He is set to return on September 23 for the confirmation of charges hearing, a crucial step that will determine if his case will proceed to trial. Hannity, Billionaire News Channel.
A PR firm denies allegations it entered into a contract with the Chinese embassy to set up a troll farm and deploy keyboard warriors. Infinitus Marketing Solutions says the document earlier shown by Senator Francis Tolentino is unauthenticated, unsigned, and completely unfamiliar to the company. The firm claims it is, at best, a forgery crafted to fit a political narrative. Tolentino also earlier showed a check paid by the Chinese embassy to Infinitus. The company describes it as real but legal and claims it was payment for legitimate services in compliance with Philippine laws. With just a little over a week to go before the midterm polls, the Commission on Elections conducts the final testing and sealing of automated counting machines at Pateros Elementary School. Our Mojo Ivy Reyes joins us live from there for the details. Ivy, go ahead.
Mai, on the first day of the final sealing and testing of the automated counting machines, or ACMs, here at Pateros Elementary School, the machines used were not opened until all poll watchers were present. Before the testing commenced, COMELEC Chair George Garcia said it is ideal for the testing to encounter malfunctions so that the Commission can troubleshoot any technical problem. On the final testing that will run from May 2 to May 7, and on the election day, an initialization report will be printed. This is to show that the machines hold no voting input, a good for transparency from any anomalies. Earlier today, during the demo, the machine jammed when a ballot was inserted, but it was quickly resolved in just one click. For voting precincts in the highlands or far-flung areas, the Commission will first send their support staff to troubleshoot before resorting to the next and final backup plan to replace the ACM. Meanwhile, on election violations, Garcia announced another disqualification notice from Task Force SAFE later today for a candidate in Pasay. On the total number of vote buying cases, the show cause orders served and will be served before May 12 are almost at 300. Garcia also reminded candidates that all forms of ayuda are banned starting today until May 12, except for medical services and burial services. As of now, that's the latest here in Pateros. Mai?
Ivy, you mentioned there's a disqualification notice against a candidate in Pasay City. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, my Pasay mayoral candidate Edita Wawi Mangara was ordered to show cause just 2 weeks ago over a viral video where she was seen speaking about Mumbais or Indians in Pasay City. Mai?
And also, Ivy, as you said, the distribution of government aid is banned starting today until May 12. Does that include the 20 peso per kilo rice program of the government?
Yes, actually, in fact, Garcia mentioned earlier that the 20 peso rice rollout in Visayas was enough for people to see or to know that they can expect or anticipate 20 peso rice purchase after the elections, but that candidates should not monopolize or use it for their candidacy until after May 12th.
Thank you for that report, Ivy Reyes, live from the Pateros Elementary School. A new SWS survey reveals the advocacies that will apparently win over voters in the midterm polls. Topping the list, increasing job opportunities, developing agriculture, and ensuring food security. The poll shows 93% will vote for candidates who will advocate for those issues. Meanwhile, 91% prefer bets who will strengthen the healthcare system. This was followed by workers' rights and reducing poverty and hunger. The survey was conducted from April 11 to 14. In other news, the Transportation Department suspends bus company Solid North over yesterday's fatal multi-vehicle crash along the SCTEX. At least 10 people were killed in the accident along the Tarlac Toll Plaza. More than 30 others were injured. The collision was said to have begun when a passenger bus crashed into a van, later causing a domino effect. The bus driver said he dozed off at the wheel.
Itatawag po natin silang lahat ang mga bus companies kasama na ang Solid North sa DOTR at talagang haharapin po natin silang lahat.
The Manila South Harbor gets an upgrade to serve more cargo ships and facilitate the faster movement of important trade goods. Paolo Barcelona is on the scene for us from Manila for the latest. Paolo, what can you tell us?
Good afternoon, Mai. Pier 3 here at the Manila South Harbor has been expanded to 600 meters, making it accessible for more international cargo ships that bring valuable trade goods. The Philippine Ports Authority, Asian Terminals Incorporated, and the Transport Department are set to inaugurate the upgrade of the said terminal, or had just concluded that ceremony just minutes ago. That includes 2 brand new ship-to-shore cranes, which are the largest installed in the country so far. The said equipment is eco-friendly and uses modern safety technology that can help in loading and unloading cargo. The expansion of Manila South Harbor is also set to increase cargo capacity of the port up to 2 million containers or 20-foot equivalent units. That's up from the previous 1.45 million containers. Now, around 17 foreign shipping lines called here at the Manila South Harbor. This connects the country to vital trade routes such as the USA, Europe, Middle East, Africa, and parts of Asia. And among those who were present at the ceremony, which had just concluded minutes ago, our Transportation Secretary Vince Dizon. We also saw Philippine Ports Authority General Manager Jay Santiago and ultra-billionario Eusebio Tanco, who is also the president of API. Now, regarding that incident on the SCTEX earlier, we tried asking Secretary Dizon for a quick statement on this. He said that there is a meeting that will be held at 2 o'clock this afternoon at the DOTR office, and he quickly brushed off to the meeting and not took questions from reporters as of the moment. Mai?
Thank you, Paolo Barcelona, reporting from the Manila South Harbor. A bit of good news for motorists. After 2 rounds of hikes, oil prices are seen to go down next week. Based on 4 days of trading, the cost of gasoline and kerosene could decrease by up to 70 centavos per liter, while diesel by as much as 80 centavos. The Energy Department says the expected rollback is due to concerns about oversupply in the global market and America's tariff policies. A first major shakeup in Trump 2.0, U.S. President Donald Trump has removed his national security advisor, Mike Waltz, and named Secretary of State Marco Rubio as the interim replacement. On social media, Trump said he would be nominating Waltz to be the next U.S. ambassador to the UN. The president also praised Waltz for working hard to put America's interests first. Waltz was involved in a scandal where he and several other officials used a public group chat to discuss highly sensitive details about U.S. war plans in Yemen. Still on Trump 2.0, the State Department has named Julie Davis as the top U.S. diplomat in Ukraine. Davis is currently the U.S. ambassador to Cyprus. The move comes as Washington tries to broker an agreement to end the 3-year-old war between Russia and Ukraine. The former ambassador to Ukraine, Bridget Brink, stepped down last month.
President Trump envisioned this partnership between the American people and the Ukrainian people to show both sides' commitment to lasting peace and prosperity in Ukraine. With that in mind, President Trump and Secretary Rubio have identified Ambassador Julie Davis to serve as the chargé d'affaires in Kyiv during this critical moment as we move toward a peace agreement to stop the bloodshed.
A royal gesture rooted in friendship, as British and Swedish monarchs come together for a special tree planting ceremony at Windsor Castle. Sweden's King Carl Gustaf and Queen Sylvia donated the oak tree to King Charles and Queen Camilla. It comes just days before the May 6th anniversary of the coronation of the British royals. King Carl attended the coronation along with his daughter, Crown Princess Victoria, on behalf of the Swedish royal family. We're taking a break. Up ahead, punk rock band Green Day gets a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Entertainment and sports up next. This is Newsfeed at noon. Some sports news now. A triumphant campaign for cyclist Ju Dae-young as he reigned supreme in the Tour of Luzon. The Korean rider from Gapyeong cycling team overcame a busted tire near Baguio City in Stage 8 to clinch the overall title and become 1 million pesos richer. Ju wore the yellow jersey from start to finish. Joshua Pascual, meanwhile, stole the show to claim the stage win and the Eagle of the Mountain title. MPT Drive Hub took the team title to wrap up the epic tour. In the NBA playoffs, the Los Angeles Lakers season comes to a screeching halt. The Lakers lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves in 5 games in their first-round series. This comes despite acquiring the services of Slovenian superstar Luka Doncic in a mega trade with the Dallas Mavericks earlier this year. Lakers head coach JJ Redick says the dynamics between Luka and LeBron James will only get better from here.
We played 13 games with our playoff rotation in the regular season. Bron and Luka obviously played more than that together, but these things take time. Luka just went through it in Dallas with Kyrie, and doesn't happen overnight. We obviously wished that I wouldn't call it chemistry because they have chemistry, but that part of it we could figure out better, and we were, I guess, in a better place and more comfortable with that in the fourth quarters of playoff games. But that partnership and that relationship is more than solid.
The T-Wolves knocked out the Lakers behind a solid effort from former Defensive Player of the Year Rudy Gobert. Minnesota head coach Chris Finch praised his team for going all out against the Lake Show.
I just told the guys, we didn't shoot the ball well, but I thought we were the tougher team, mentally and physically, and that's when it showed itself. We were able to withstand the run. I told them at the quarter, I said, hey, listen, after all that, we're still up 1. Let's go in. We knew we'd been good in fourth quarters against this team all series. We just needed to see a couple shots go down opportunistically. Julius was huge. He had a matchup. He just kept going and going and going, was relentless there. But guys did a great job of surviving, the motions of the game, which was always going to be a tough game.
It's Gauff versus Sabalenka for the Madrid Open crown. Coco Gauff booked her first Madrid Open title, blasting past defending champion Iga Świątek in 2 easy sets. It was Gauff's first clay win over the world number 2. Świątek, who eliminated Alex Ayala in the second round, is at risk of dropping from top 2 for the first time since 2022. In the other semis match, Aryna Sabalenka ended Elina Svitolina's perfect clay run to book her third Madrid final. Sabalenka and Gauff will meet on Saturday to play for the title. In entertainment, punk rock band Green Day gets a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. All 3 band members attended the star unveiling ceremony in Los Angeles. Actor-producer Ryan Reynolds spoke at the event to honor the band.
But I am very, very pleased to have this great honor to welcome them to the Walk of Fame where they, like me, they can get photographed, trampled on, and urinated on for eternity. I'm going to go as soon as these people leave. And I don't think a band like this stays together this way and is this prolific for this long without integrity. I think it's like the bedrock of what they are. And
it's a lot to take in. I think we'll appreciate it a lot more as we move along, but this is for all of us. So if you're in town, come and visit the space that we now all own.
Green Day is known for many hits like American Idiot, Basket Case, 21 Guns, and Wake Me Up When September Ends. They have won 5 Grammys and was inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2015. The upcoming Sunfest reimagines the local concert scene. The indie concert, which has no headliners, offers a one-pass summer festival built on community and discovery. Featuring Zealed, Itchy Worms, and many others, the festival spans eras with big OPM acts for small ticket prices. On Billionaire News Channel's It's a Beautiful Day, Minsan studio head Jason Conanan shared the reason behind the mission.
But most of the artists you see, most of the songs that you see going viral are because of the youth.
Yes,
they're the ones who are really pushing forward to that. So the idea here is, okay, we give you something first, because long term, these are the people who will grow up to be marketing managers, heads of their companies, or even just barangay chairmans or whoever, and they will be the ones to give back to these artists. If you were able to see them for $349, you were able to enjoy the concert, that will be a lifelong experience. That will be a lifelong memory, and that will serve these artists back in the future. So there's this give and take that we want to do, but we're at least at Minsan, we're the ones who want to give first. That's the idea here. And with your help, we're able to get more people on board. Although okay naman kami, kaya naman. Kumbaga gawin lang natin mas enjoy. So we're already planning a lot of other things in the future.
We're taking another breather. Up ahead, Renowned filmmaker Martin Scorsese is producing a documentary about the late Pope Francis. The details after the break. Stay with us. You're still watching Newsfeed at noon. Renowned Hollywood filmmaker Martin Scorsese is producing a documentary about the late Pope Francis. Titled Aldeas, a News Story, the film features the pontiff's last on-cam interview. Scorsese, a regular presence in the Vatican, is making the documentary alongside Aldeas Collis Films, the production arm of the Pope's non-profit organization. No word yet on the film's release date. Pope Francis died on April 21st due to a stroke and cardiac arrest. He was 88. Embattled rapper Sean Diddy Combs rejects the prosecutor's offer for a plea deal. Combs confirmed this at a hearing in Manhattan. He pleaded not guilty and will go to trial next week on sex trafficking charges. The hip-hop mogul could be sentenced to life in prison if convicted on all 5 criminal counts, including racketeering conspiracy. A U.S. attorney says Combs would have gotten a lighter sentence if he had accepted the plea deal. And before we go, French fashion house Cignal takes fashionistas to Italy's picturesque Lake Como, where it unveils its latest cruise collection. Inspired by Italian glamour, the show featured loungewear, jumpsuits, and dresses in pastel colors. It also included the brand's traditional tweed jackets and suits. The catwalk was held at the luxury Villa d'Este Hotel that has long hosted royals and celebrities. This comes months after the label tapped French-Belgian designer Mathieu Blazy as new creative chief. He will present his first collection for Cignal in October. And those are the news this hour. I'm Mai Rodriguez. Keep it here on the Billionaire News Channel. Good afternoon.